My husband admitted to his friends that he didn't find me beautiful. Nothing feels the same anymore. We got married in the spring, 3 months ago. Small ceremony, maybe 60 people in the backyard of his parents' house. I cried during the vows. He wiped my face with his thumb and everyone laughed in that warm way people do at weddings. I remember thinking I had never been so sure about anything. The videographer took forever with the final edit. Last month he emailed us a link to all the raw footage while we waited. My husband was at work. I made coffee, sat on the couch in my pajamas, and started going through the clips. I had this idea that I would cut together a little surprise video for our first anniversary. Find the moments we missed. Most of it was boring. Empty chairs, sound checks, my aunt fixing the flowers. Then there was a file labeled groomsmen getting ready. I almost skipped it. The camera was just sitting on a dresser in the guest room, still rolling. Nobody was performing for it. Nobody remembered it was there. His best man was fixing his tie in the mirror. He asked my husband if he was nervous. My husband laughed and said no, not really. They joked for a minute about the honeymoon, the open bar, normal stuff. Then his best man lowered his voice. Be honest, man, she's not exactly your type. I actually smiled when he said it. I was waiting for my husband to defend me, to say the thing a groom is supposed to say 40 minutes before his wedding. He didn't even hesitate. Looks aren't everything. She's kind, she cooks, she puts up with me. You can't have it all. Another groomsman laughed from somewhere off camera. What about your ex, though? You were obsessed with her. My husband shrugged. She was out of my league. This is different. This is realistic. His best man asked, but you're happy, right? My husband straightened his jacket. Happy enough? His best man clapped him on the shoulder. So you settled. And my husband smiled at himself in the mirror and said, I made a smart choice. 40 minutes later, I walked down the aisle to him. In the ceremony footage, you can see him tearing up. I used to think that was the most romantic thing I had ever seen. Now I know he was crying at his own smart choice. I watched the clip 3 times. I don't know why. Then I closed the laptop, poured out my coffee, and washed the mug, one of our wedding gift mugs. I stood at the sink and thought very calmly that nothing was ever going to feel the same again. It hasn't. I never told him. I couldn't figure out how to say it out loud. I typed it to my sister once and deleted it. Seeing the words made it real. Instead, I just stopped. Stopped wearing makeup for him. Stopped asking if he liked my outfit before we went out. Stopped reaching for his hand in the car. I started sleeping facing the wall. He started leaving his hand in the space between us like a question I never answered. I wasn't punishing him. I just couldn't keep pretending his opinion of me was a safe place to live. My appetite went too. I wasn't trying to change anything. Food just stopped mattering. And of course, that was the first thing he noticed. He started complimenting me constantly. You look incredible lately. That dress fits you so well. He thought he was being sweet, but every word was proof of what he said in that guest room. He wasn't complimenting me. He was approving of the upgrade. Here's the part I hate most. I still catch myself trying to look better for him. I hate every compliment and I still want to earn one. It makes me feel insane. He could feel me leaving without me going anywhere. He brought home flowers twice in 1 week. He booked the restaurant from our second date and held my hand across the table while I stared at the candle. He kept asking if I was okay in this small, scared voice, and I kept saying I was tired, and we both knew I was lying. His mom pulled me aside at Sunday dinner and asked if we were okay. I told her we were still adjusting. She squeezed my arm like she wanted to believe me. Last night, he couldn't take it anymore. We were on the couch and he took my hand and asked me what changed. He said I look at him like a stranger now. He said whatever it is, whatever he did, he can fix it. He just needs to know what it is. So I got up and got my laptop. I opened the folder. I turned the screen toward him and I pressed play. He recognized the guest room first, then the tie, then his own voice. I watched it land on him in stages, like something falling downstairs. When his best man said, she's not exactly your type, he reached over to pause it. I moved the laptop out of his reach and let it keep playing. He looked at the screen, then at me, then back at the screen, like he was searching for a version of this where I hadn't seen it. I didn't say one word. I just sat there in the quiet and watched my husband's face while he listened to himself call marrying me a smart choice. For the first time in 3 months, he had nothing kind to say.